Hey guys, hello everyone. How's everyone doing? Hello बच्चों, hello everyone. How are you all? I hope all of you are awesome and wonderful. ठीक है, let us wait for some time because मैं let all the other students join. Sir, need strategy video to complete syllabus now if I am noob. So better not be noob. All right, and yes, we'll be getting with the strategy video as well. And it's a great news, guys. Great news. CBSE has released its sample papers for the term one. All right, and that's the main thing which I got from all the students. सारे के सारे बच्चे, sir, when will it come? Huh? Sir, when the sample paper will be released? When the sample paper will be released? But finally, CBSE has released the sample papers. All right. So welcome, guys. Hello, Dipanshi. Hello, sir. Easy है या hard? Again, that's a very subjective question. Depends upon how much you have studied. Okay, but yes, it's very balanced sample paper. If I would say, it's a very balanced sample paper. I'll not put it in a very easy category and I'll not put it in a very difficult category as the CBSE sample paper, CBSE papers, how they conduct a moderate level. That's a moderate level for all of you. All right, so other subject sample papers will happen. Yes, all the subject sample papers will be solved over here. All right, okay. Nice, Rashmit. Sir, level of trigonometry normal. We'll do both standard maths or basic maths. ठीक है, both the sample papers. So again, this year also it is going to be standard maths and basic maths, है ना? So two different sample papers are released by CBSE, standard one as well as the basic ones. All right. So we'll be discussing both now, guys. So I hope all of you are ready and excited. Are you all ready? Are you all ready, guys? Are you all ready? Ready, guys? Good evening. Chalo, so if you're ready, guys, just quickly like this video. एक बार quickly all of you like this video and then we'll start our discussion. So it means which we have to write, standard or basic, guys. It's your choice. If you want to say continue with PCM or some maths you want to continue with or PCB, you go for standard. If not, you are okay with commerce or arts, you can go for basic. ठीक है, that was the difference between standard and basic. All right, ठीक है, okay. चलो, तो guys, thank you so much for all the students who have already liked this video. Thank you so much to all of you. Now let us start our class, guys. Okay, and keep sharing this video with all your friends so that maximum students can join the session and we can solve the whole sample paper. All right, मेघना बेटा will tell about that as well. grade 9 का भी बताएंगे अभी के लिए for grade 10th. All right, ठीक है, okay. Chandrasekhar, all your queries will be answered. Let's look at the sample paper now. All right, let us look at the sample paper. So this is our sample paper and this is for standard maths, है ना? As you can clearly see, this is for standard maths. So this is the sample paper for standard maths. I'll do one thing. मेरा थोड़ा सा video I'll keep it at the top, है ना? थोड़ा top पे रख देता हूँ so that it won't hamper the questions. I'll keep it over here. I think now it is better. This is comparatively better, right? Okay, है ना? चलो, ठीक है, guys. So this is your standard paper. All right, so let us look at all the questions. So first let's look at the instructions of what they have given. This is for term 1, है ना? Time allowed 90 minutes will be your time allowed, maximum marks 40. Okay, general instruction, first one, the question paper contains 3 parts, A, B and C. ठीक है, section A consists of 20 marks, 20 questions of 1 mark each. 20 questions of 1 mark each. Any 16 questions are to be attempted. अब देखो बेटा, the best thing is any 16 out of 20. So you are getting choices now, right? So first good news, guys, you are getting choices, है ना? Out of 20. If suppose 4 questions you are not able to understand, no problem, you can still score all the 16 marks from section A. Similarly, section B also has 20 questions of 1 mark each, in which you have to solve only 16 questions. You have to solve only 16 questions. And section C consists of 10 questions based on 2 case studies. Attempt any 8. So total 16 plus 16 32 plus 8 your 40 marks. ठीक है? There is no negative marking. Now guys, one thing you need to make sure over here, do not attempt more. Don't think like, Arey sir, if I will attempt all the 20 questions, CBSE will give me 20 marks. Don't do that. It might say goes wrong, है ना? It might be like it comes back wrong, like it might come back at you. ठीक है? So please don't do that. Remember, read the rules. 16 from section A, 16 from section B, and 8 from the section C. Case-based questions. ठीक है? So guys, let's go through all the questions. Section A questions, as we can see, I think it will be the easier ones. ठीक है? First one, the ratio of LCM and HCF of the least composite. What is the least composite number? देखो, 1 is neither composite nor prime. 2 prime, 3 prime, least composite is 4 and least prime number is 2. So ratio of LCM and HCF. LCM of 4 and 2 is 4. HCF of 4 and 2 is 2. So ratio of 4 is to 2 is what? 2 is to 1. Easy? Option B is your correct answer. अरे भाई साहब, LCM to HCF they are asking, not HCF to LCM. क्या कर रहे हो सारे बच्चे? All of you are doing wrong. It is 2 is to 1. Ratio of LCM and HCF. Are you getting my point? First write LCM, then write HCF. Clear है? Is it clear? I'll just make my video a bit small and it is covering a lot of space. Okay. Is it clear? है ना? Easy. LCM to HCF they are saying. So 4 LCM is what? Least composite 4, HCF 2, 4 is to 2. खत्म. LCM is 4, for 4 and 2, HCF is 2. So 4 by 2 is 2 is to 1. ठीक है? Second, the value of K for which the lines are coincide. Coincide means what? Coincident lines. 5 by 15, 1 by 3. 7 by 21, 1 by 3. So 3 by, we want 1 by 3. So K will be equal to what? 9. Very good. You are getting correct answer. Alright. ठीक है? Next, a girl walked 200 km towards east. East हो गया इस side 200 kilometers. Alright. And 200 meters towards east. So from here this, and 150 meter towards north. ठीक है? This is 150. Alright. The distance of the girl from the starting point. This. यार, this is 90 degree Pythagoras theorem. Nothing else but Pythagoras theorem. So if you will use Pythagoras theorem, you will be getting 250. 250 कहाँ गया? ये रहा. Pythagoras theorem. Use Pythagoras theorem. Alright. Clear? Easy. Sir, first question, clean bold. Here if you are clean bold, no issues. There you should not be clean bold. ठीक है? And guys, बच्चों यार, please यार, do one thing, like this video and share it with your friends. Let all other also join over here. ठीक है? Next one. The length of diagonals of a rhombus are 24 and 32. The length of the altitude of the rhombus. Guys, there is a formula directly for the area of a rhombus. Area of a rhombus and a circle, there is a formula which is half into product of the diagonals. Right? So half into 24 into 32, make it equal to base into height. So I will say, sir, half into 24 into 32 is equal to base. देखो, length of base will be what? Base will be your side of the rhombus. तो अब side of the rhombus भी निकालना पड़ेगा. Side of the rhombus के लिए बेटा, what you will do? If one of the altitude is 24, altitudes one of the diagonal is 24, diagonal bisect each other. One part will be 12 and this part will be 16, and obviously diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. 12, 16, this is going to be what? 20. So base is 20, height we don't know. Height is this one. ये height हो जाएगा. Into h. Solve this, you'll get your answer. ठीक है? Next one, clear? This question is clear. Question number 4. जल्दी जल्दी बेटा, quickly. Question number 4 is clear. Yes or no? Easy? Alright? Not understood है. Hit and trial. बेटा simple सा logic है. अच्छा देखो यार, I'll show you carefully over here. See, if you have a rhombus, क्या यार? If you have a rhombus, ठीक है, diagonals 24, 32. Diagonals bisect each other. So 24's half is 12, 32's half is 16. Diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other. Use Pythagoras theorem because it is a right angle triangle. A, B, C, D. So in triangle AOB, you will say AB square is equal to AO square plus BO square. Solve it. AB will be 20. Now the area of this rhombus can be formed using two formulas. Area of rhombus can be either half into product of the diagonals, or it is also equal to base into height. So you will get half into product of the diagonals is equal to, take the base as 20 and the height, altitude will be this, let's say height 20 into h, same thing. Solve it, you'll get the value of h. Okay, this is 12 times h is equal to 12 into 32 by 20. This is 4 5s are and 4 3s are. Okay, then you can say 3h is equal to 96 by 5. So it is going to be 19.2. Do we have 19.2? 19.2 is over here. Option D. हो गया? ठीक है बेटा तनिष्का, it is released just today. Next one, two fair coins are tossed. What is the probability of getting at most one head? At most one head. Possibilities क्या क्या है बेटा? Head head, two coins. Head tail, tail head and tail tail. At most one head means maximum one head. So out of 4 total possible outcomes, favorable is maximum 1. Less than 1 allowed, more than 1 not allowed. Favorable, favorable, favorable. 2 heads not favorable. 3 by 4. Option A is your correct answer. Clear? Option A is your correct answer. Next one, triangle ABC similar to triangle PQR if AM and PN are the altitudes. देखो similar है, so altitudes also will be in the same ratio as the ratio of the sides. AB square upon PQ square is 4:9. So AB by PQ will be equal to AM by PN, which is equal to square root of 4:9. 2 by 3 खत्म करो. Question option D. अरे बच्चों हर जगह स्क्वायर क्यों कर रहे हो मेरे भाई? AB square upon PQ square is given 4:9, and altitudes of two similar triangles are also same as the ratio of the corresponding sides. So if AB square by PQ square is 4:9, AB upon PQ will be 2:3. Same will be the ratio of AM is to PN. Easy. Next one, 2 sin square beta minus cos square beta equal to 2. Then what is beta? अब देखो, here use sin square alpha. You can use over here कि sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. अब यहाँ पे कैसे यूज करोगे? Let me tell you this thing, है ना? Question number 7. I'll show you over here. Which question was it? It was question number 3. नहीं, question number 4. ठीक है, 4 was here. Let me show you question number 7. 7 में it is given 2 sin square beta minus cos square beta. So I can say it's a 2 sin square beta minus cos square beta is equal to 2. Alright, अब देखो it can be solved in many ways. Let's do one thing. Replace sin square beta or cos square beta as, let's say I will replace cos square beta as 1 minus sin square beta. So I will say 2 sin square beta minus of 1 minus sin square beta is equal to 2. So 2 sin square beta minus 1, minus into minus is plus sin square beta is equal to 2. Minus 1 shifted there. 3 sin square beta is equal to 3. Sin square beta is equal to 1. Sin square beta is 1. That means sin beta square root will also be 1. है ना? 0 to 90 all are positive. ठीक है, so sin beta is 1. That means beta is equal to what? 90 degrees. ठीक है, beta is equal to what? 90 degree. नहीं रश्मित, no, not 45, not 45. It is 90. It is 90. Clear है? Is it clear? All right. So 90 degree is your correct answer. ठीक है, I saw sin square beta and cos square beta. I knew I have to use the identity sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. All right, चलो next one. Prime factors of the denominator of a rational number with the decimal expansion 44.123 are. अब देखो, this is what beta? This is a terminating decimal, and if it is terminating, I can clearly say the decimal expansion of that number will only include 2 or 5. Option C, correct answer. Right? Next one, lines x equal to a and y equal to b are intersecting, parallel, overlapping. None of these. What do you say, guys? Intersecting, parallel, overlapping. Quickly. Question number 9. X equal to a, y equal to b. These lines are intersecting, and I will one more thing over here, perpendicular to each other as well. They are perpendicular to each other as well. Okay, अरे parallel कैसे है मेरे भाई? One is x equal to a, x equal to something is a line parallel to y axis, y equal to b is a line parallel to x axis. So both the lines will intersect. Some point definitely they will intersect, and they will intersect at a comma b. ये भी बता दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है? They will intersect at a comma b. Okay. The distance of the point A from the origin, easy है, right? Easy. 25 plus 36. So 25 plus 36, if you will do 5 square plus 25 plus 30, 50, and what you are getting? Root 61 आ रहा है, root 61 units direct, है ना? Easy. A square is 23 by 25. Then A, what is A? Rational, irrational, whole number, integer. If A is 23 by 25, A will be root of 23 by 5. Root है irrational. खत्म. Easy. Okay. So show diagram of 9. Diagram of 9 will be like this. If it is your Cartesian plane, suppose x equal to A will be a line like this, and y equal to b will be a line like this. So they will be intersecting at this point. Okay. Next one. If LCM of x, 18 is 36, HCF of x, 18 is 2, then what is x? Guys, ये easy हो जाएगा. Two numbers are given. What I can say, LCM into HCF is equal to product of numbers x into 18. 2 times x is equal to 4. Easy. Next one. Triangle ABC is right angled at B. Tan A is root 3. The triangle ABC is given over here. Let's say A, B, C. Triangle ABC right angled at B. Angle tan A. Tan A is root 3. That means this angle is 60 degree. This angle will be 30 degree. Tan theta is tan 60 degrees root 3 na. So angle A is 60 and angle C will be 30. बस value निकाल लो. Cos A, cos 60. What is cos 60 beta? 1 by 2 into cos C. Cos C will be cos 30, which is root 3 by 2, minus sin A, which is root 3 by 2, into sin C. Sin of 30 degree is 1 by 2. Khatam. What is the answer? 0. Clear? Cos A 1 by 2, cos C root 3 by 2, sin A root 3 by 2, sin C 1 by 2. Khatam. Clear? Done? Done? Okay, next one. If the angles of a triangle ABC are in the ratio 1:1:2 respectively, the largest angle being angle C, largest angle is angle C, then the value of sec A upon cosec B minus tan A upon cot B. ठीक है? So angles are in the ratio 1:1:2. ठीक है? So I can say x plus 2x is equal to 180 degree. What you got? 4x is equal to 180. That means x is equal to 45. Largest angle being angle C. So it is a triangle like this. One angle is 45, 45, and one angle is 90. C is over here. So let's say it is A, it is B. तो sec A, sec 45 upon cosec 45 कर लेंगे सारे बच्चे. Not giving the answer, कर लोगे सारे लोग. You will do it, right? You'll be able to do it, बेटा. हो जाएगा. Yes. Okay. And guys, please like the video, and thank you to all the students who have already liked this video. All right, done. Chal, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. The next question. Wait. Just give me a second. Okay. Chalo, next question. The number of revolutions made by a circular wheel of radius 0.7 meter in rolling a distance of 176 meter. So beta, number of revolutions made by a circular wheel, radius is given. We know in one revolution distance covered is 2 pi r. 2 pi r is the distance covered in one revolution. Multiply that with say n revolution are needed. Number of revolution is n. So 2 pi r multiplied with n is equal to 176. Solve kar lo, you will get your answer. Yes, 2 pi r is the revolution in one. ठीक है, all right, solve कर लेंगे. Everyone will be able to solve it बेटा. Easy है, clear. Okay, I'm not giving the answer you do it. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, answer सब लोग निकाल देना, तुम लोग निकालना, ठीक है. Answer you people do it. Okay, practice B, you'll also get to know the practice. Next one, triangle ABC is such that AB is 3, BC is 2, CA is 2.5. Triangle ABC and DEF are similar. EF is 4, perimeter of triangle DEF. अब देखो, directly if you know ABC and DEF are similar, so we can say AB upon DE is equal to BC upon EF is equal to AC upon DF. So here we know EF is 4 and BC is 2. So it will be equal to BC is 2, EF is 4. So all the ratio will be 1 by 2. All the ratios 2 by 4, 1 by 2. So ratio of perimeter also is going to be 1 by 2. Ratio of perimeter also will be 1 by 2. Perimeter of triangle ABC will be 3 plus 2, 5 plus 2.5 is 7.5. So 7.5 upon x is equal to 1 by 2. You will be getting 15 centimeter. ठीक है, perimeter are also in the same ratio as the ratio of the sides. Next, in the figure, DE is parallel to BC, AD is 3, okay, AD is 3, BD is 4, all right, and BC is 14. Then what is the length of DE? DE का length निकालना है बेटा. Again and again I have told you, remember, don't use BPT over here. We will say triangle ADE will be similar to triangle ABC. ADE and ABC, both the smaller triangle and larger triangle are similar. So now I can say, sir, AD upon AB is equal to DE upon BC. AD is how much? 3 upon AB is 3 plus 4, 7 is equal to DE, we don't know, upon 14. From here you'll get DE is equal to 6 centimeter. Okay, DE is equal to 6 centimeter. Remember, again and again I have told you guys, the smaller triangle and the larger triangle are similar. Apna answer is option B. Clear? Easy? Chalo, next one. 4 tan beta is 3. Then what is this? So beta, ek baat batao. From here we will get that tan beta is equal to 3 by 4. So we can easily find the value of sin beta. And a perpendicular is 3x, base is 4x, hypotenuse will become 5x. So I can say sin beta will be 3 by 5, cos beta will be 4 by 5. Solve kar lo. Easy. Solve kar lenge. One equation of a pair of dependent linear equations is minus 5x plus 7y equal to 2. The second equation can be. अब देखो बेटा, here they have told us dependent. एक तो था independent consistent, एक था dependent consistent. Do anyone remember independent consistent, dependent consistent क्या था? Consistent means at least one solution should be there. Independent में there was that intersecting lines, and dependent ones was infinite solution, coincident lines. Coincident line के लिए solve करना है. You have to solve it for coincident line, and your answer will be minus 10x. All will be same. So 10x minus 5, 10, 9, not equal, not equal, equal, not equal, negative, negative, negative. D will be your correct answer. D. ठीक है. We want A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. ठीक है, dependent consistent. The letter of English alphabet is chosen at random. What is the probability that it is a letter of the word mathematics? English alphabet, a letter of English alphabet is chosen. There are how many English alphabet? 26. What is the probability that it is a letter of the word mathematics? How many letters are here? One is M, one is A, one is T, one is H, one is E. M already written, A already written, T already written, I, C and S. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 26, or I can say 4 by 13. 4 by 13. Clear? Yes? नहीं, अरे नहीं मिहिर, बेटा do not count it twice. Total 26 letters and mathematics consist of 8 letters out of those 26. All right, clear है बच्चा पार्टी, है ना? Clear? चलो guys, thank you so much for all those students who have liked this video. Thank you so much. Okay, next one. Section B, section A done. Section B करते हैं. देखो, sum of two numbers is 1 to 15. Their HCF is 81. Possible number of pairs of such number. अब ये question बहुत अच्छा है. 21 question देखो, I'll show you over here. 21st question says sum of two numbers is 1 to 5. देखो, here it is not like LCM is given, HCF is given. No, they are saying sum of two numbers is 1 to 15. HCF is 81. So if two numbers, their HCF is 81. 81 is a common factor for both. So I can say, let's say, sir, my first number, it's a very good question, is let's say 81x, and my second number is let's say 81y. Alright, first number is 81x, second number is 81y. So now I can say their sum 81x plus 81y is equal to 1 to 15. Is that the same thing? Yeah. So you will say x plus y is equal to 1 to 15 upon 81. 81 I have taken over here. So how many times it will go? 5 times. 5 and 5 is the 40. No, 3 times more. So it will be 15 times. Hai so x plus y, 81 into 15, this only, yeah? The 15 power 1. 15 is the 21, 21. So x plus y is equal to 15 aa gaya beta. So we got the number that x plus y, one equation we have got is x plus y is equal to 15. अब second thing है बेटा कि the HCF is 81. The HCF between them is 81. अब remember बेटा, HCF 81 is given. So now this x and y जो है, the x and y जो pair है, they should not have any common factor. I cannot write कि 15 को एक को 10 रख दूं, एक को 5 रख लूं. X plus y should be 10 and also x and y should not have any common factor other than 1, except 1 is always there. ठीक है. Why no common factor be required? Because if x and y got one more common factor, suppose if I split x and y as 5 and 10, so 81 into 5 and 81 into 10, the HCF is going to change. The HCF is going to change. Common 81 I have already told, x and y do not have anything in common. So how many ways I can split it? देखो, first हो गया 1 and 14. 1 plus 14. 2 and 13 will be also one more way. 2 and 13. 3 and 12, no, they have 3. 3 is their HCF. 3 is their HCF. 4 and 11 will work. ठीक है, 4 and 11 will work. Okay, then 5 and 10 will not work. 6 and 6 and 9 will not work because their HCF is not 1. 7 and 8 will work. ठीक है, 7 and 8 will work. 8 and 7 same pair. So these are the 4 pairs, 4 possible values. 4 possible values. 114, 213, 411, 78. Are we missing any number? Are we missing anything? नहीं. 1, 2, 3 will not. 4, 5, 6. ठीक है, ये मैं लीव कर देता. That is why I am showing the solution over here. It's a good question. अमेजिंग क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। तो गाइस देखो, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन विच इज गिवन इन द, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग moderate level some questions are good, so you should also know which questions to leave. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि और यार it looks hard so I should leave it. Let's go ahead. हाँ कर सकते हैं बेटा, कर सकते हैं, कर सकते हैं. Next one, given below the graph of representing two linear equations, a line AB and CD respectively, what is the area of the triangle formed by these two lines and x equal to 0? बेटा एक बार let me know in the chat box, x equal to 0, which axis it is? X equal to 0, which axis it is? Which axis is x equal to 0? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me? Chalo, I'm very happy all of you are saying y axis. I thought many will come and say sir x axis. Chalo, y axis, this is your x equal to 0. So area, so I can say sir this distance, here it is 2, so this distance is going to be 2, and this 4 2 minus 2, so this is going to be 6. So half into 6 into 2, 6 square units. Option C. अजीत बेटा, हाउ मच मोस्ट इंग्लिश यू वांट यार, है ना? ऑप्शन सी विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर. नेक्स्ट वन, tan अल्फा प्लस cot अल्फा इज इक्वल टू 2, देन tan रेज टू द पावर 20 अल्फा प्लस cot रेज टू द पावर 20 अल्फा. हाँ, ओके ओके, गॉट इट. ठीक है बेटा, अब देखो tan अल्फा प्लस cot अल्फा इज गिवन इक्वल टू 2, and you have to go for 10 raised to the power 20 alpha plus cot raised to the power 20 alpha. So in a way, if you will see, देखो guys, this question is bit lengthy. Let me tell you one thing. Main thing to focus over here, which question it is? It is question number 23. I'll just give you the idea. Solve it. Main thing to focus over here is they are reciprocal of each other. They are reciprocal of each other. So if I take x as tan alpha, 1 by x will be cot alpha. Yes, if I take x as tan alpha, 1 by x will be cot alpha. So it is given x plus 1 by x is equal to 2. X plus 1 by x is equal to 2. Solve this equation. Take LCM. X square plus 1 by x is equal to 2. So x square plus 1 is equal to 2x. X square minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0, which is nothing but x minus 1 whole square. So answer is x equal to 1. That means tan alpha is equal to 1 and 1 by 1 is also equal to 1 only. So tan raised to the power 20 alpha plus cot raised to the power 20 alpha will be 1 raised to the power 20 plus 1 raised to the power 20, which is 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2. Done? Isn't it easy? Isn't it easy? Sir, how to find in which sum we want to reciprocal? It depends upon the question, beta. Depends upon the question. Yes? Easy? So guys, what is the correct answer? The correct answer is 2. Many students, I'm telling you, they'll go with C, they'll go with D, but correct answer is what? B. Next one, 217x plus 131y is 913. 131x plus 217y is equal to 827. Find x plus y. In these kind of equation, if you remember, I have told you this short trick. What is the short trick? Add both the equation. 217x plus 131y is equal to 913, and 131x plus 217y is equal to what? 827. Okay, add both the equations. So if I will add it, 7 plus 1 8, 3 plus 1 4, 2 plus 1 3, 348x plus 348y is equal to 7 plus 3 0, power 1, 2 plus 1 3 plus 1 4, and 8 16 17. So x plus y is equal to 1740 by 348. X plus y is equal to 5. X plus y is equal to what? 5. Easy peasy. Okay, clear guys? Is it clear? Okay. So this question will be easier. Now suppose if you will go for elimination, substitution, it will take more time. All right. Okay. Chalo. Next one. So our correct answer, what we have got, correct answer is 5. Next one, LCM of two prime numbers P and Q, where P is greater than Q, is 221. So LCM of two prime numbers is nothing but P into Q only. LCM of two prime numbers P into Q will be 221. Then find the value of 3P minus Q. So do one thing. Now 221, how it can be written? What is its factor? Factorize 221. So 11 it will divide. No. 13 ones are, and 7 8 9 221 will be divisible by 31. 13 ones are 13, and I can say ki 13 ones are 13, 7 8 9 7 sir. It is 13 into 17. So P is greater than Q. This is P, this is Q. Bus, find out this value. Alright, find out this value. P is 17, Q is 13. 221 is a LCM of two prime numbers. So if we find out the LCM of two prime numbers, it will be multiplication of them. A card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of cards. What is the probability that the card drawn is neither king nor a queen? All of you can do it. Total 52 cards. You don't want king, you don't want queen. Alright, so 4 king, 4 queen gone. So 52 minus 8 will be what? 44. 44 by 52 will be equal to 22 by 26, or I can say 11 by 22 by 44. Sorry. 44 by 52. 44 by 52 means what? 44 by 52 divided by 4. 11 by 13. Okay. Two fair dice are rolled simultaneously. Probability that 5 will come up at least once. 5 will come up at least once. So 5 has to come. Total 36 cases are there. अब देखो 5,1, 5,2, 5,3, 5,4, 5,5, 5,6 and 1,5, 2,5, 3,5, 4,5, 5,5 already counted, 6,5. So 6 plus 5, 11. 11 upon 36. Make the table, you'll get it. 1 plus sine square alpha is equal to 3 sine alpha cos alpha. Then the values of cot alpha. Now guys, देखो here you'll be thinking कि sir, how do we solve this question? है ना, 1 plus sine square alpha is given, and here it is 3 sine alpha, here that is 3 cos alpha. So let's use some identity. देखो 3 sine alpha and 3 cos alpha is given. Let's do one thing. If I write sine square alpha plus cos square alpha, it will not work. 1 minus sine square alpha, if I'll do 2 minus sine square alpha, will again not work. We can do one thing. 3 cos alpha is there, right? Cos alpha, you don't know how to do that conversion. So mostly it is going to be with what happened? Yeah, then I am telling the solution as well, right? So what we'll do, 1 plus sine square alpha is equal to 3 sine alpha plus sine 3 sine alpha cos alpha. So cot alpha they are asking. Oh, then the values of cot alpha, that means I am getting two values. So definitely I have to convert it in the form of a quadratic equation. Definitely it has to come into the form of a quadratic equation. So let's do one thing. Got it. See, I looked at the option, I saw two answers are there. Get it in the quadratic equation form. So I can say 1 plus sine square alpha. 1 plus sine square alpha is 3 sine alpha cos alpha. Do one thing beta, divide by sine square alpha on both the sides. Or sine square alpha will work, or only sine alpha? We want cot alpha na. So let's see sine square alpha, will it work or not. So 1 by sine square alpha plus 1 is equal to sine got cancelled, 3 times of cos alpha upon sine alpha. So you'll be getting 1 by sine square alpha is cos x square alpha plus 1 is 3 cot alpha. Cos x square alpha is nothing but cos x square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. So cos x square theta is 1 plus cot square theta. So 1 plus cot square alpha plus 1 is 3 cot alpha. So you got cot square alpha plus 2 is 3 cot alpha, and cot square alpha minus not plus, minus 3 cot alpha plus 2 equal to 0. So if I replace x equal to cot alpha, what will happen? I can say x square minus 3x plus 2 equal to 0, and all of us know x minus 2 into x minus 1 equal to 0. So from here x is either equal to 2 or x is equal to 1. So cot alpha is either equal to 2 or cot alpha is either equal to 1. So the correct answer is 1 and 2. All right, you can go through it this. You can go through this one more time. All right, what I saw there are two answers, and two answers will get in what? Quadratic equation. I tried to convert it into quadratic equation divided by sine square alpha on both the sides. So I got cos x square alpha plus 1 is equal to 3 cot alpha. I want the value of cot alpha. Cos x square alpha I have converted into cot square alpha form. 1 plus cot square alpha plus 1 is 3 cot alpha. Everything is in cot square alpha. Solve it. Quadratic equation done. Next one. Vertices of a parallelogram are in order A, B, C, D. Then x comma y. So guys, this question we have done again and again and again. We have done this. है ना, midpoint formula. है ना, the diagonals will bisect each other. All right. So 29th also we can do very well here. If A and C, 1 plus x by 2 will be equal to 4 plus 3, 7 by 2. So 2 got cancel. 1 plus x is equal to 7. X is equal to 1 plus x is equal to 7. X is equal to 6, and 2 plus 6 is 8 by 2 is 4. So y plus 5, 2 plus 6 8, y plus y is equal to 3. ठीक है. So 6,3. Option A is your correct answer. Next, है ना, it is the same thing guys. I have taught this again and again. Okay, diagonals will bisect each other. So just see the diagonal, the intersection point. It will be same for both. Look about this point. Okay. All right. Next one, in the given figure, angle ACB is equal to angle CDA. Angle ACB, this complete angle, is equal to angle CDA, this complete angle. AC is 8, AD is 3. Then find the length of BD. Obviously guys, you are going to go for the similarity of triangle. One angle is given same, angle is common in both. Both triangles will be similar. Use the value, ratio of the corresponding sides, you will get your answer. Okay? Ratio of the corresponding sides you find out, you will get your answer. Next one, equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining the points A and B. Guys, in the chat box quickly, how do you find out the equation of perpendicular bisector? Very good question. Many good questions here. How do you find out the equation of perpendicular bisector? Equation of perpendicular bisector. Suppose here is a point A and here is a point B. So the equation of the perpendicular bisector, if you have to find out. No. Where you are going here? No. If you have to find out the equation of perpendicular bisector, guys, remember, take a point P, which is say x comma y. Now remember, all the points on this line perpendicular bisector, all the points on this line are equidistant from A and B. All the points on this line are equidistant from A and B. So we will say, let's say P is a point whose coordinates are x comma y, and we will find the equation for PA equal to PB. We will find out the equation, not midpoint. We will find out the equation for PA equal to PB. So A is given as 4 comma 5, and b is given as minus 2 comma 3. All right, so I can say p is x comma y. So pa, distance between pa will be what? Square root of x minus 4 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square is equal to here x plus 2 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square. All right, है ना, 4 comma 5 minus 2 comma 3. All right, now solve it. You can get square rid of the square root. Okay, so x square plus 16 minus 8x plus y square plus 25 minus 10x is equal to x square plus 4 plus 4x plus y square plus 9 minus 6y. X square cancelled, y square got cancelled. Here minus 8x you have minus 10x. 25 plus 16 will be 6 plus 5, 11, power 1, 2 plus 1, 3, 9 plus 41 is equal to 4x minus 6y, and here you have 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4 will be 13. Shift it over there. So if you shift everything, which form it is? Okay, equal to 0. So shift minus 8x over that side. So 4x minus 8x will be, minus 8x will become plus 8x. So 4x plus 8x is 12x. Minus 10x will become plus 10x. Minus 6 plus 10 is plus 4x, and 41 will become minus 41. So 13 minus 41. So 10 is 31, 1 down 30, 28. Minus 28 equal to 0. Take 4 common, 3x plus y minus 7 equal to 0. ठीक है, 3x plus y minus 7 equal to 0. So guys, important concept, equation of perpendicular bisector. Okay, easy, ठीक है. All right, चलो let's go. Very important concept guys, I have told today. ठीक है, please don't forget this. Next one, in the given figure, D is the midpoint of BC, then the value of cot y degree upon cot x degree. So देखो, here guys it is clearly given that this D is the midpoint of BC. So I can say this is equal to this. All right. So now let's see, find out the value of cot y. So cot y, if this is the theta, cot is nothing but base upon perpendicular. So base will be AC, perpendicular will be BD, or sorry BC, है ना? And cot x, base will be AC upon, it will be CD. Divide here, AC got cancelled, it will be reciprocated, it will be CD upon BC, and BC since will be double of CD. So CD upon twice of CD got cancelled, 1 by 2. Option B is your correct answer. Option B will be your correct answer. Easy. Next one, smallest number by which 1 by 13 should be multiplied so that decimal expansion terminate after 2 decimal places. So देखो 1 by 13 we should multiply so that its decimal expansion will terminate. So first thing, if we want it to terminate, we want to remove 13. So multiply with 13, let's remove 13. And you want it to be terminating after 2 decimal places. So 2 decimal places के लिए बेटा, out of all the options, let's divide it with 100. 13 to 13 got cancelled. Easy or not? है ना? 2 raised to the power 5 into 5 raised to the power 5. All right. 13 by 10 will not work. 10 by 13, 100 by 13 also will not work. ठीक है? Although 13 by 100 is not the smallest number, even I would say like the smallest number will be 13 by 20. The smallest number will be 13 by 20. Okay, in that form, if I have to say, or if it has to create the smallest number, उस तरीके से है. ठीक है, चलो, but कोई बात नहीं, according to options we saw. Next one देखो guys, next one. The sides AB and BE of a right triangle. AB and BE 16 and 8, right angle at B 16 and 8 respectively. Length of the side of the largest square FDGB that can be inscribed in this triangle ABE. So we need to find out the length of this largest square. तो बेटा you can do one thing, देखो, let's say take this length as x, this will also be x, so this remaining length will be, and this complete length is what, 16. ठीक है, so this complete is 16, this is x, I can say this remaining is 8 minus x. All right, and this is also x. So now I can say कि sir triangle ABE will be similar to triangle DGE. They both will be similar, so I can say AB upon BE will be equal to DG upon GE. AB is 16 by 8 is equal to DG is x upon 8 minus x. So 2 by 1, so cross multiply, x is equal to 16 minus 2x, 3x is equal to 16, x is equal to 16 by 3. Done? Similarity we have done, है ना? I have told that this complete triangle ABE is similar to this triangle. So 16 by 8 is equal to DE upon 8 minus x. Is it clear? Is it clear, बच्चा party? Clear? है ना? If it is clear, don't forget to like यार, don't forget to like. Okay, don't forget to like. All right, ठीक है, चलें आगे. Let's move ahead. चलो भाई. And guys, thank you so much to all the students. Okay, चलो next one. Point P divides the line segment joining the point R and S in the ratio k is to 1. If P lies on the line x minus y plus 2 equal to 0, then the value of k. तो बेटा देखो भाई, first thing from here R and S 35, question number 35 I'll show over here. All right, R is given as minus 1 comma 3. R is minus 1 comma 3 and S is 9 comma 8. All right, what is the ratio? Ratio is k is to 1. Okay, so here let's say here is your R, here is your S, and point P is over here. Let's say k is to 1. So x coordinate of point P minus 1 comma 3 over here, 9 comma 8 over here. X coordinate of point P will be 9k minus 1 upon k plus 1, and y coordinate will be 8k plus 3 upon k plus 1. They are saying that this P lies on x minus y plus 2. So P lies on x minus y plus 2 equal to 0. I can say its coordinate must satisfy. So x coordinate is 9k minus 1 upon k plus 1 minus of 8k plus 3 upon k plus 1 plus 2 equal to 0. Solve it for k. ठीक है बच्चा पार्टी, solve it for k. हो जाएगा. Will it be done? Will it be done? Will it be done? Will it be done? Any doubt? All right, this kind of question is already there in your coordinate geometry. Okay, so first I have found the coordinates of point P, and yes, we'll do basics as well. All right, coordinate of point P we have got in the form of k. We say the question says P lies on x minus y plus 2. Just replace the values of x and y in terms of k, you will get the value of k. ठीक है, तो guys solve this question on your own. Okay, next one. In the given figure, ABCD is a square of side 14. Side 14. Okay, with EFGH as the midpoints. So these all are equal. EFGH all are midpoints, all are equal, and all are equal to 7. Okay, AB, BC, CD, DA respectively. The area of the shaded portion. This area of the shaded portion you want to find out. Ab beta dekho, for this area of the shaded portion, I can say one thing. From the circle, do one thing, sir. Let us first, I can say, dekho sir, this is a semicircle. This is a semicircle of side of diameter 14. So I can say area of semicircle is pi into r square by 2. Pi into r square by 2 plus the bottom area. This area you can say half of the area of square or rectangle का area कर लो ना यार. This rectangle's area, 7 into 14 from the area of rectangle. What I'll say? From the area of rectangle, that is 7 into 14 area of rectangle, subtract the area of these two quadrants. So you'll get the remaining one. So minus 2 times area of a quadrant, 90 degrees over here. So pi r square by 4. So pi into radius is 7 square by 4. Alright. So here 2 to 2 got cancelled. Pi into 7 square by 2. Pi into 7 square by 2. 7 into 14. 98. Option C. Okay. Next one. Given below is a picture of the Olympic ring made by taking 5 congruent circles of radius 1 in such a way that chord formed by joining the point of intersection of two circles is also length 1. Guys, if we have a circle in which radius is 1 and chord is also equal to radius, it is going to be an equilateral triangle. Total area of all the dotted region assuming the thickness of the ring to be negligible. So this dotted region ka area you have to find out. I can say ki sir ji, if I take a chord, this area of this segment will be area of sector, because angle is going to be 60 degree now, minus area of equilateral triangle. And how many segments such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 multiplied with 8. But ऐसा नहीं है ना, तुम लोग डायरेक्ट ऑप्शन डी कर लो because 8 is in multiplication. Maybe something there is in common. So I can say देखो 8 times of area of sector will be 60 by 360 into pi into 1 square minus root 3 by 4 into 1 square. Alright, so 8 into pi by 6 minus root 3 by 4. So now you can see 2 can be taken common. 8 by 2 into pi by 3 minus root 3 by 2. So 4 times. 4 times of pi by... Acha, sorry. Wait. 2 into 3, 2 into 2 if I am taking common. It is already given there, this over here. No need to take something common. Option D is already given. ठीक है, तो देखो calculations are kept less. देखो by this time you will be able to understand that calculations, they are not interested more in calculations. Calculations are given very easy, but they are very important in knowing that whether you know the concept or not. If you'll see this carefully, they are not interested whether you know the calculation or not. They are interested whether you know the concept or not. Next one, 2.5 are the zeros. Find the value of P and R. So beta, first thing I can say, sir, minus B by A. So minus 5 by P is equal to 2 plus half. Alright, so minus half 5 by P will be 5 by 2. So this to this got cancelled. P will be equal to minus 2. And if P is equal to minus 2, R by minus 2 is equal to 2 into 1 by 2. So which is equal to 1. So R is also equal to minus 2. So P and R both are equal to minus 2. Beta, exam will be conducted in this November-December time only. ठीक है, so mostly think November. Alright, ठीक है, number of solutions of this and this. तो देखो 3 raised to the power x plus y, 243. 243 is nothing but 3 raised to the power 5. So 3 raised to the power x plus y is equal to 3 raised to the power 5. You got one equation, x plus y is equal to 5. Next one, 243 raised to the power x minus y. So 243 is equal to 3. So in terms of 3 raised to the power 5 raised to the power x minus y is equal to 3 raised to the power 1. Loss of exponent, 3 raised to the power 5x minus 5y. Multiplication of power is 3 raised to the power 1. Next equation, 5x minus 5y is equal to 1. One is x plus y is equal to 5. 5x minus 5y is equal to 1. So your number of solutions A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. So I will say there is only one solution. Number of solution will be one solution for X and Y. Clear? Clear? Clear, guys? Okay. Convert it into power form. Okay. Now section C, case study based question. First one, देखो, the figure given alongside. देखो, it's not like you just remove it. Don't read it at all. What it says, the figure given alongside shows the path of a diver when she takes jump from a diving board. Clearly, it is a parabola. So you don't have to think what it is. It is a parabola. Annie was standing on the diving board 18 feet above the water level. Saw the number, underlined it. She took a dive into the pool. So she was 48 feet above the water level. She took a dive. Her height in feet above the water level at any time t in seconds is given by this polynomial. First one, what is the value of k? Guys, how do you find out the value of k? How do you find out? The 39 is remaining. 39th question. Oh, circumference of a circle is 100. The side of a square inscribed in the circle. So beta dekho, from the circumference you can easily find out the radius, and remember the diagonal of this square. Diagonal of square will be equal to the diameter. Okay, diagonal of the square will be equal to diameter. Okay, Gaurav, that will be the concept. Okay. Okay, chalo, here let's go over here. So now first one, what is the value of k? So guys, dekho, here one thing, I can say at t equal to 0, she was standing on the diver board. She was standing on the diving board. I can say at t equal to 0, value of her height above the water level must be 48. Put t equal to 0 in this, you will be getting minus 16 into 0 square plus 8 into 0 plus k is equal to 48. You got k is equal to 48. First one. That's the main logic. It's a very good question. In exam, you will not be able to think what it is saying. Read the case properly. At t equal to 0, she will start diving, and at the start of the dive, she will be on the diving board, and diving board is at 48 feet above the water level. So at t equal to 0, her height from the water level is 48, and polynomial is showing the height above the water level. So at t equal to 0, her height above the water level is 48. You will get your answer. Beta Ayush 29, please revise. I have watched, I have told all the one. 29 and all I have discussed, yeah. Discussed. Okay, Ayush, discussed. At what time she will touch the water in the loop? Nothing, beta. Find the value of t. Just give me a second. Find the value of t such that the polynomial is 0. But you want she has to touch the water in the pool. So find the value of t at which the value of the height above the water level will be equal to 0. She will touch the water level. So minus 16t square plus 8t plus k make equal to 0. You can solve the quadratic equation. Okay, right? Next one, Rita's height in feet above the water level is given by another polynomial with zeros minus 1 and minus 2. So I can say that polynomial is going to be nothing but x plus 1 into x minus 2. What is the polynomial? Acha, t hai na? Sorry, pt. So t plus 1 into t minus 2. I can say t square minus t minus 2. T square minus t. अब देखो into k times भी हो सकता है. Into k times. Alright. So from here option D will be your correct answer. Put k as minus 24. Put k as minus 24. Okay, clear? Next one, a polynomial qt with sum of zeros as 1 and product as minus 6 is modeling Anu's height in above the water level at any time t seconds. Then q of t. So I can say t square minus of sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros is 1. So minus t plus a product of the zeros, which is minus 6 equal to 0. So it will be t square plus minus t minus 6 equal to 0 multiplied k times. So it will going to be 8 6 are. So keep k as minus 8 because that is the only one which is satisfying the form. If I take 8 common, I'll get minus t square. Sorry, if I take minus 8 common, I'll get t square minus t minus 6. Okay, ठीक है. 45 zeros of the polynomial are negative of each other, then the value of k you'll be able to solve. ठीक है. The polynomial zeros are negative of each other. Make minus b by a equal to 0. Sum of the zeros. So k minus 3 upon minus 12 make it equal to 0. You'll get k is equal to 3. Okay. Next one. Next case study. Hockey field is in the playing surface for the game of hockey. Rectangular shape, 100 yard by 60 yard. Goal consists of 2 upright posts. ठीक है. Each team with 11 players. Positions are forward, midfielder, goalie. Okay. Using the picture of the hockey field below, answer the question. देखो, अब I saw the picture, I got to know it is coordinate geometry. First one, the coordinate of the centroid of triangle EHG. We can do it very easily. E's coordinate we know. Where is H? H is over here and G is over here. All the three coordinates we know. E is 2, 1. H is minus 2, 4 and G is 1, minus 3. Centroid's coordinate, all of us know the formula. x1 plus x2 plus x3 whole divided by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 whole divided by 3. Okay, do it. If a player P needs to be at equal distance from A and G such that A, P and G are in the straight line. Dekho, they have clearly given equal distance from A and G. And we want P also, all of them to be in a straight line. So I can clearly say P will be the midpoint. Use the midpoint formula. Clear hai bachcha party? Any doubt you are getting? Are you getting any doubts? No, na? Nothing. The point on x-axis equidistant from I and E. So beta, if the point is on x-axis, take the point in the form of x, 0, and then let's say this is a point, something point. What are the points given? A, B, C, D, E, G, H, I, J, K. F nahi hai kya? Okay, chalo. So P. P is given, say Q. It's a point Q. So IQ is equal to EQ. Intelligence quotient is equal to emotional quotient. Alright. Okay. Next one, what are the coordinates of the position of a player Q such that his distance from K is twice the distance from E and K, Q, E are collinear. So K, Q and E you want collinear. Coordinates of the position of a player Q such that his distance, such a Q is already used, some other number you use here, R. IR is equal to ER. So K is over here, E is over here, such that a distance of Q from K is twice its distance from E. So it is given that KQ upon QE is 2:1. Right? Q's distance from K is twice the distance its distance from E. So beta, K's coordinate is given. Minus 4, 1. Q coordinate, what other one was, E, is also given. So directly na 2:1 they go minus 4, here it is 2. This point it is going to be, what is that, 0, 1. Directly from the figure I saw it. Samay ji, understand this thing. You are writing wrong name over here. Okay, clear? Next one. The point on y-axis equidistant from B and C. So guys, you can do, if a point is on y-axis, it will be same question like this. Now this point, let's say S, will be in the form of y-axis, so 0, y. So BS is equal to CS. Solve it. Okay, find the value of y. Okay, so this is your first paper, standard paper. All right, over for your grade 10th. Now we'll go for the basic one. Let's do the basic one as well. There are many good one in this as well. I'll just save it. I'll just save it. Okay, so that I'll tell my team to upload it. I hope it gets saved. Okay, ठीक है बच्चों. So this I will tell my team to upload so that you can go through the solutions. Okay, now let's go for the basic one. So basic one, same thing over here, 16, 16, 8. First question, same rules. Okay, for the basic also guys, same rules. Let's see some good questions are also there in basics or not. A box contains card number 6 to 50. A card is drawn at the random from the box. The probability draw that the drawn card has a number which is a perfect square, like 4, 9. So the card numbers are what? The cards are numbered from 6 to 50. So what are the perfect squares which we have in this range? 9 will not come, right? So 9, then 16, 25, 36 and 49. So 5 upon 6 to 50, how many cards? 45. 1 by 9. Option D. Yes, Raj beta. Well, do that. Definitely I'll do that. Okay. Next one. In a circle of diameter 42 centimeter, if an arc subtends an angle of 60 degree, guys, थोड़े time बाद में आना. These both the PDFs I'll be telling my team to upload it in the description box. Okay, so that all of you can join it, and I will also tell them to post it on Telegram group also, so that you can take it from there as well. Okay, so both ways I'll tell it. Next one, circle of a diameter, in a circle of diameter 42, radius is 21, an arc subtend an angle of 60 degree at the center. Length of the arc is what? Theta by 360 into 2 into pi into diameter is 42, radius is 21. Solve it, get your answer. 1 za, 6 za, and 7 3 za, and 2 into 3, 6, 22 is your answer. Telling you guys, calculation CBSE always keep less. Sin theta is x, sec theta is y, then what is tan theta? Now if sin theta is x, I can say cos theta will be what? 1 by y, because sec theta is y. So tan theta is sin upon cos, so x upon 1 by y, which is xy. Okay, next one, a pair of linear equations y equal to 0 and y equal to minus 5. So y equal to 0 is x-axis, y equal to minus 5 is a line parallel to x-axis, has no solution because they are parallel lines, right? They are parallel lines. Okay, next one, a fair die is thrown once. The probability of even composite number. Total 6 outcomes. Even composite number. 1 is not there. 2 is even but not composite. 2 is prime. 3 is prime. 4 and 6. 2 possible outcomes. 2 by 6, 1 by 3. Next, 8 chair and 5 table cost 10,500, while 5 chair 3 tables cost 6,450. Cost of each chair. So cost of each chair, let's take it as x. Cost of each table, let's take it as y. So 8x plus 5y is 10,500. 5x plus 3y is equal to 6,450. Solve both, get your answer. If cos theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, then the value of sin square theta plus sin raised to the power 4 theta. So beta, you might not realize it, but this is a question of what do we call it? अब देखो यहाँ पे comparison से भी we can do it. We can do it with comparison also. देखो cos theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. 1 I can write as cos theta plus cos square theta. 1 can be written as sin square theta plus cos square theta. Cos square theta got cancelled. You got cos theta is sin square theta. Right? So beta, I can say in the value of sin square theta plus sin raised to the power 4 theta, I know sin square theta can be written as cos theta. Now, sin raised to the power 4 theta is nothing but sin square theta's whole square, and sin square theta can be written as cos theta, which is nothing but cos square theta. So it is the same expression again, and its answer will be equal to 1. Option C. Option C. All right. Next one, the decimal representation of this, guys, only 2 and 3 terminating, don't even look again. All right, terminating one. Next, LCM of this, so LCM, 2's power maximum power, 3's maximum power, 3 cube, so 2 cube into 3 cube. HCF of two number is 18, their product is this, their LCM, so 12960 product is 18 into LCM. LCM will be 12960 upon 18. So solve it once. 18, 18, 18, 18. How many times, sir? 18 5s are 90. 18 6s are 108. 18 7s are 18 7s are is how much? 126 something. 126. So 7 something it will go. 720 will be your answer. Khatam karo. Okay. Next one, in the given figure, DE is parallel to BC. Which of the following is true? If DE is parallel to BC, I know triangle ADE is similar to triangle ABC, right? If they are similar, I can say beta DE upon BC is equal to AE upon AC. Upper part by whole is equal to DE upon BC. So DE is X by Y. AE is A upon AC is complete A plus B. Many students will make mistake over here. Many will give me D. Many will give D as the answer, but it will be A upon A plus B. So X is equal to shift Y over there. AY upon A plus B. See how nicely they frame the question. ठीक है. Next question, coordinates of the point P dividing the line segment joining the points A and B internally in the ratio 2:1. So coordinates of the point P which is dividing the line segment, यार direct section formula, ठीक है, direct section formula, it is nothing else in the ratio what, 2:1. So P here will be dividing in the ratio 2:1. All right. So 1 to 4 it is going. So 1 to 4, 1 plus 2, 3, 4, and 3 to 6. So 3, 4, 5, 3,5. Next one, section formula you have to use. Okay, section formula. Use section formula. The prime factorization of 3825, you will do it. ठीक है. In the given figure, AD is 4. BD is 3, so I directly got AB is 5. Now CB is given as 12, so I can say AC will be 13. What they want? Cot theta. Cot theta is base upon perpendicular. Base will be BC upon perpendicular is AB, so 12 by 5 D. Okay, clear hai? Next one, ABCD is a rectangle. Find the values of x plus y. First thing, x plus y is equal to 12. Second equation, x minus y is equal to 8. Add both. 2x is equal to 20, x is equal to 10, and y is equal to 2. Simple linear equation in two variables. Sir, how will you do mentally, sir? Beta Sashiraj, koi baat nahi. When you'll come to my age, that time you'll also do mentally. But right now, you have to take some time. Okay. Next one, in an isosceles triangle ABC, AC is equal to BC. AB square is to AC square, the measure of angle C. Direct I know. देखो AC is given equal to BC. Let's say AC is BC. Okay, AC and BC are given equal. अब देखो AB square is 2AC square. So if AC and BC are equal, I can say AB square 2AC square. I can write it as AC square plus AC square, which can be written as AB square is AC square, and in one place of AC square write BC square. Pythagoras theorem they are following. That means it is hypotenuse, so angle C will be 90 degree. Okay. Next, minus 1 is a 0 of this polynomial, the other 0. ठीक है, ये तो बेटा simple है ना यार, we can do it very easily, है ना. If minus 1 is one of the zeros, so minus 8 and 1. So minus 8 and plus 1. So I think minus 8. So 8 will be your answer. है ना, 8 square 8 8 8 is your answer. Okay, just put, you have to do this, divide this px, either factorize it, x square minus 8x plus x minus 8, so you'll be getting x minus 8 into x plus 1. So you can get x equal to 8, or divide this. If x equal to 1 is a 0, x plus 1 will be a factor. In a throw of a pair of dice, the probability of same number on each die. So total 36 possibilities are there, and same number of each die, 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. 6 possible outcomes. 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. ठीक है, 6 possible outcomes, which is 1 by 6. Yes, beta Ankit, easily you can do. You can get good marks also. Just revise all the sessions which we have done. See different question. All these kind of questions I have already done. I have done all these. All right. Next one. The midpoint of this and this is 2, 6. Find the value of p, q. So I can say 3p plus minus 2 by 2. Midpoint formula I'm using is equal to 2. So 4 and 6, p is equal to 2. Next, 4 plus 2q by 2 is equal to 6. 12, 8, q is equal to 4. P plus q will be equal to 6. Alright. What happened, Anjali beta? What is your message? I didn't see. Please write it again. Abhishek Pillai, standard beta, I have finished it. Already finished. So you can re-watch this, and I'll upload this PDF as well, so you can go through it as well. Okay. Next one. The decimal expansion of 147 by 120 will terminate after how many places of decimal? So 147 upon 120, if you will see, 120's prime factorization is 2 cube into 3 into 5. 2 cube is 8, 3s are 24, 5s are right. Ab beta dekho, the main thing is, you'll say sir it is non-terminating because 3 is there, but 3 will get cancelled. 3 4s are 12, 3 9s are 27. So 49 by 2 cube into 5 raised to the power 1, maximum power is 3, so 3 decimal digits. Alright, 3 decimal digits. Beta Dheeraj, I am talking about the solution 1 PDF along with the solutions. ठीक है? Okay. Next one, the perimeter of a semicircular protector whose radius is r. How easy? Dekho, this one is going to be pi r because total is 2 pi r. So it is half, and this is diameter twice of radius. So pi r plus 2r. Right? If P of E, beta please increase the pixels, increase the size. Okay. Next one, if P of E denotes the probability of an event, then obviously it is going to be option C, from 0 to 1. Can be 0, can be 1, and between them. Alright. Next one, in a triangle ABC, angle B is 90, BD is perpendicular to AC, AC is 9, AD is 3, then what is BD? Draw the diagram, you will get your answer. Triangle ABC is there, in which BD is perpendicular to AC. So let's say BD is perpendicular to AC. AC is given as 9, alright. AD is given as 3. So this is 6. Angle B is right angle triangle. Then what is the length of BD? So beta bacha party, do you all remember? We can use it through the rule of what? Through the similarity. So similarity ke through beta, we know that BD square is equal to AD into AC. 6 3s are 18, 18 square root is 3 root 2. I think it will be 3 root 2, but please check. Okay, 3 root 2 it should be. Okay. Yes, I am seeing the chat beta. Okay. Clear? Alright. It will be 3 root 2. BD square, directly there is a result. BD square is AD into CD. Okay. Beta Yash, what extra? NCERT you do it completely. also solve some questions related to this sample paper as well. Next one, the pair of linear equation this and this do not have a solution. Do not have a solution means parallel lines. And for parallel lines, we want a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, not equal to c1 by c2. So k is equal to 10. K should be equal to 10 because we want a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, not equal to c1 by c2. So c1 by c2, देखो a1 by a2 is 1 by 2. c1 by c2 is 3 by 8. They are already not equal. So we want to create b1 by b2. 5 by k equal to 10. So k should be equal to 10. If the circumference of a circle increases from 2 pi to 4 pi, then its area will be, circumference is doubled, radius will also be doubled, area will become 4 times. ठीक है, देखो 2 pi r1 upon 2 pi r2 is equal to 2 pi upon 4 pi. 2 pi got cancelled, 1 2. So ratio of radius is 1:2. Now ratio of their areas, pi r1 square upon pi r2 square will be r1 by r2. देखो r1 square by r2 square which is r1 by r2 whole square. So 1 by 2 whole square which is 1:4. So it will become 4 times. ठीक है, next one, given sin theta is equal to a by b, what is tan theta? तो understand the triangle sin theta, theta is over here, sin theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So using Pythagoras theorem, it will be b square minus a square. So we want tan theta will be perpendicular upon base. All right, this is basic one beta. Standard I have already finished. If you have not watched standard, go from the very starting of the video. I have done it with the standard. Next, x is equal to 2 sin square theta and y is equal to 2 cos square theta plus 1. Then what is x plus y? So x is 2 sin square theta, y is 2 cos square theta plus 1. ठीक है, तो बेटा this plus this will be 2 times of sin square theta plus cos square theta 2 and plus 1 over here which is 3. Next, difference between the circumference and the radius is 37. Array guys, do you see this question? This question we have done so many times. I now remember the answer is 154. Do you all remember? Do you all remember this question? We have done so many times on this channel that now I think you must be remembering this question. Yes? Next one, least number that is divisible by all the numbers from 1 to 10, both inclusive. So we have to find out the LCM of all the values from 1 to 10. So find the value of LCM of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So it will be 2 cube into 3 square into 5 power 1 into 7 raised to the power 1. So 3 square is 9, 9 sevens are 63, 63 into 4, 63 into 4, which is 12 power 1 and 25, 2520. Option C. Okay, next one, 3 bells ring together at 4, 7, 40 minutes. They ring at 6 a.m. What will be the ring together again? LCM of 4, 7 and 14. So it will be equal to 28. So 628. Done? Not HCF beta, LCM. What is the age of the father? If the sum of the age of a father and his son is 65 years, x plus y is 65. Twice, देखो, age of the father you want, let's say age of the father is x and age of his son, let's take it as y. So x plus y is 65, twice the difference of their ages. So 2 times of difference of their ages is 50. So you'll get x minus y is equal to 25. These are your 2 equations. Solve both the equation. 2x is equal to 70, 80, 90. 2x is equal to 90, x equal to 45 you'll get. X is 45, y will be equal to 20. ठीक है? 23 क्वेश्चन बेटा प्लीज रिपीट कर लेना। देखो यहाँ पे पाइथागोरस थ्योरम फॉर दिस, गो फॉर पाइथागोरस थ्योरम प्रूफ, गो फॉर प्रूफ। ठीक है, ट्राइंगल ABD, these two small triangles ना, these two small triangles, triangle ABD, ABD and triangle BDC, prove them similar, you will get your result. ठीक है, ओके। नेक्स्ट वन, द वैल्यू ऑफ tan थीटा इंटू cosec थीटा होल स्क्वायर माइनस sin थीटा इंटू sec थीटा होल स्क्वायर। ठीक है, तो देखो tan थीटा इज sin बाई cos, cosec इज 1 बाय sin। देखो थीटा आई एम नॉट राइटिंग, ओके समझ जाना, माइनस sin एंड sec इज 1 बाय cos। ऑलराइट, ठीक है, sin गॉट कैंसल्ड, so we and whole square over here, whole square is here, so we have 1 by cos which is sec square theta minus sin theta upon cos theta is tan theta minus tan square theta, sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. Alright, abhigyan beta, it will be uploaded, it will be uploaded after some time, ठीक है, by tomorrow I will make sure it will be uploaded, okay, and join the telegram group, in the telegram group I'll put by tonight, okay, ठीक है। next one, the perimeter of two similar triangles are 26 and 39, ratio of their areas, तो बेटा ratio of the perimeter 26 by 39 is what, 2:3. if it is the ratio of perimeter is same as ratio of sides, so ratio of area will be square of the ratio of the side, 2/3 whole square which is 4/9. ओके एरन, देखो स्टैंडर्ड वन थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट, बेसिक इज इजी। नेक्स्ट, देर आर 20 vehicle cars and motorcycles in a parking area, there are 56 vehicles, तो देखो each car has 4 wheels and motorcycle has 2 wheels, right? So 20 vehicles, let's say number of cars, let's say number of cars is X and number of bikes or motorcycles is Y. So I can say first is X plus Y is equal to 20. Number of wheels, so in one car 4 wheels, so in X car 4X wheels, in one bike 2 wheels, so in Y motorcycles 2 into Y is equal to 56. Solve both, you will get your answer. So 2x plus y is equal to, it will be 28 and 2x x is equal to 8, I think. X will be 8, y will be 12. 8 4s are 32, 12 2s are 24, 32 plus 24 is 56. Alright. Hello Ansh Ji, x is 8, y is 12. Next one, a man goes 15 meter due west, 15 meter due west, 15 and 8 meter due north, chalo 8 meter over here. How far he is from the starting point? So from starting point 15 plus 8, मतलब Pythagoras theorem, it will be Pythagoras theorem, 15 square 225 plus 64 289 17. What is the length of the altitude of an equilateral triangle of side 8 centimeter? So guys, if side is 8, 8 and 8, if I drop an altitude, it will divide it in 4 parts. So 8 square, you can use Pythagoras theorem. ठीक है, so it will be equal to 8 square minus 4 square, 64 minus, I say AD will be equal to square root of 64 minus 16, which is equal to square root of 8 and 5 minus 1, 48, which is 16 3s are, so 4 root 3. Okay, all right, easy. Next one, if the letters of the word Ramanujam are put in a box, one letter is drawn at random, the probability that the letter A is, देखो letters of the word are put in the box and we are drawing one letter at random. So how many letters are here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Wait, here what are the letters in this? So we have R, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So total number of letters 9. Number of times A, how many times A is coming? 3 times. Probability will be 3 by 9, which is 1 by 3. Done? Okay, next one देखो बेटा. Area of a sector of a circle is 1 by 6 to the area of the circle, degree measure of its minor arc. ठीक है, तो देखो बेटा, theta by 360 into pi r square is 1 by 6 times of the area of circle pi r square. It got cancelled. Theta by 360 is 1 by 6. Theta is equal to 360 by 6, which is equal to 60 degree. Measure of the minor arc is 60 degree. Beta VN, I think very soon when your school will fill the board form, and I think you have filled it in the last year, no? I'll let you know. So please do solution of math standard. Psych beta, I have done it already. Please go at the starting of this video. At the starting of this video, I have done both basic. I have done the standard and now I am doing basic. Here, a vertical stick 20 meter long cast a shadow of 10 meter on the ground. At the same time, a tower cast a shadow 50 meter long. What is the height of the tower? So देखो, a stick 20 meter long cast a shadow of 10 meter. At the same time, so this theta is going to be same. This is 50. Cast a shadow of 50. This we need to find out x. So देखो बेटा, same time में theta will be same. Both the triangles are going to be similar. So I can say 20 by x is equal to 10 by 50. So from here you will be getting x is equal to 100. All right. No beta. Degree measure of minor arc means what? What is the degree that minor arc is subtaining? So that minor sector area is 1 by 6 times of the area of the total circle. So from here you got theta is 60. So theta they are asking na. Okay, beta, on an exploration, I'm not doing any mistake. Listen carefully. Okay, don't read the question half. See what the question is saying. Next one. What is the solution of the pair of equation, guys? This kind of question I have told you again. Add both the equation. Okay, 37 plus 40, 37x plus 43y is 123 and 43x plus 37y is equal to 117. So do one thing. One time add both. So you'll be getting 7, 3, 10, 80x plus 80y is 0, 1, 2 plus 3 plus 1, 4, 240. So from here you got x plus y is equal to 3. Second equation, subtract both. 43x plus 37y is equal to 117 and 37x plus 43y is equal to 123. So if I subtract, so 37 6x minus 6y is equal to 7 6. So x minus y is equal to minus 6. So x minus y is equal to minus 1. Will be equal to minus 1. Solve both the equation. X plus y is 3 and x minus y is minus 1. I can say it will be 2. X is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. X is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. ठीक है? When the coefficients are exchanged, this is how you will do it. Okay. Next one देखो बेटा, case study. अब केस स्टडी में देखो बहुत सारा है, वॉल्केनो सब कुछ दिया हुआ है. एट द एंड दे हैव गिवन अस द कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री. तो फर्स्ट गो थ्रू इट. ऐसा नहीं एवरी टाइम यू विल रीड इट, जस्ट गो थ्रू इट वंस. कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री इज गिवन एट द एंड. द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द पॉइंट कंट्री ए एंड कंट्री बी. Directly you can see A is over here 1,4, B is here 4,0. You can find out the distance, can be done very easily. Find relation between x and y such that point xy is equidistant from country C and country D. Let's say point P is x, y. Do this thing, PC equal to PD. Country C is what? Country C is 7,1. Country D is 3,5. Country C is 7,1. country D is 3, 5. So just use the distance formula, make it equal, you'll get an equation in X and Y. Okay, same kind of question, I have solved it earlier also. Next, the fault line 3x plus y minus 9 equal to 0. Ye wala question, this is the most difficult question in this whole paper for the basic. The fault line 3x plus y minus 9 equal to 0 divides the line joining the country P 1, 3 and country Q 2, 7 internally in the ratio. So draw the graph of this line. This line I can say at x equal to 0, y is equal to 9, and at y equal to 0, x is equal to 3. So draw the point dot line over here. X equal to 3, y, 0, and 9 will be somewhere over 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So this line is given to you where it will intersect the country P and Q. P is over here 1, 3. P is 1, 3 and Q is 2, 7, somewhere over here. So what you will do, beta, you will draw this thing, है ना? Draw this on the graph. See where this line is intersecting. Wherever they will intersect, that will be your then you will find out the ratio. Okay, so draw it, because you don't know how to form the equation of a line. Equation of line is not there in your syllabus. So what you have to do, you have to draw it. Draw country P, country Q, join them. Draw on a graph. Draw on a graph. Somewhere over here will be your P, somewhere over here will be your Q. Okay, you will get PQ something like this, and this line 3x plus y minus 9 will be something like this. So see which point it is. Let's say it's point R. Find R. Once coordinates of point R you have found, then see the ratio. Okay, so this is the most difficult question. Next one, distance of the country M from x-axis. You can do it from the graph. Write the coordinates of the country lying between the midpoint of country and country D. You'll use midpoint formula. Beta, if you don't know literally anything, start studying. Guys, देखो, I can see many of you are getting awake now, and it's a good thing. At least you are waking up now. It's not like you are waking up one day before the exam. You saw the paper will be difficult. It's not going to be easy. For now, start studying. All the sessions we have already completed. Start studying, start revising. Next, roller coaster polynomials. Okay? Polynomials is given, this roller coaster is given. If roller coaster is represented by the following graph, y is equal to px, then name the type of the polynomial it traces. Okay? This is the graph. Ab beta dekho, I can see how many zeros it has. 3 zeros. I'll say it will be cubic. The roller coaster are represented by y is equal to px. Which roller coaster has more than 3 distinct zeros? Here only 1 zero. Here also only 1 zero. Here 3 0 you have in C. But in point D you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros you got. So I will say option D will be your correct answer. 48. Roller coaster is represented by this equation. Which of the following is true? Remember, cubic equation. And for cubic equation, coefficient of x cube, p should not be equal to 0. Next, if the path traced by the roller coaster is represented by a graph y is equal to px, find the number of zeros. X axis के साथ में intersection point 3 zeros. Last one, if the path traced by roller coaster is represented by, find its zeros. So what are the zeros? I can say minus 3, minus 1 and 2. Minus 3, minus 1 and 2. Option C will be your correct answer. ठीक है बच्चों? All right. So I will save this as well. Okay, so this is how your solution is there for both of these, standard and basic both. Go through it. I have given the hints. Solve this whole paper once. Don't be like you are lying on the bed and having fun and then you are watching this video. Okay, but if you really want to benefit out of this, solve this whole. B, you are, suppose if you are a standard student, solve both. If you are a basic student, solve only basic. ठीक है, but if you are a standard student, solve both. All right. बेटा स्वप्नील, please go back. देखो 30th question I have done already. Scroll the video back. 30th question I have already done. See over here. 30th question. Similarity. Triangle ABC and ADC will be similar. Angle C and angle D are equal. Angle A is the common angle. Take the ratio of the sides. Abhigyan, now I will smile. Acha, don't worry. Now I will upload this in the Telegram group and I will tell my team to get this in the description box of this video. So check out the description box of this video. Okay. Check the description box of this video. Okay. Check the description box of this video. After some time, you will be getting the solution. Okay, guys. ठीक है बच्चों. चलो तो भाई, I hope all of you enjoyed it. Thank you so much to all the students who have liked this video. And if you have not done it, तो यार at least you can like, है ना? You can give love to this video as well. All right. Okay. Correct बच्चा पार्टी. चलो. So guys, thank you so much. I hope all of you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Hello Adi ji. चलो तो guys, thank you so much. I hope all of you have had fun. Check out the description box. You'll get the PDF in some time. All right. Okay. What is the heartily request? Sir, the ratio is not coming. Please sir. अच्छा. चलो, I'll see once why the ratio is not coming. भाई हमारे स्वप्निल का ratio why it is not coming. तो देखो, angle ACB I can say sir जी, if I say angle C and angle D are equal, so we will say triangle ABC will be similar to, देखो A is the same angle. Now for C, D is there, so angle AC and angle C, ACB and CDA, so ACD, they are similar. So I can say ratio will be AB upon AC is equal to BC upon CD is equal to AC upon AD. We want BD. So AD is given. Let's find out AB first. We need AB in this. What else we know? We know AC. What else we know? We know AD, and AC is also there. Take these two ratios. AB by AC is equal to AC by AD. AB we don't know. AC is given as 8 is equal to 8 upon 3. So you'll be getting AB is equal to 64 by 3. If complete AB is 64 by 3, BD is AB minus AD. So 64 by 3 minus 3, take LCM, 64 minus 9 by 3, 64 minus 9 will be 55 by 3 centimeter. Option C will be your correct answer. ठीक है बच्चा, अब क्लियर है? Is it clear now? Clear? Okay. ठीक है बच्चों, चलो, thank you भाई तेजस, thank you so much. Okay guys, so this is all. Let me save this as well because I'll have to give this to you all, and I hope it is saved. Okay, ठीक है बच्चों, चलो यार, thank you so much. I hope all of you enjoyed this and I'll see you soon in the next class. मिलते हैं वापस, तब तक के लिए bye bye, sayonara, खुदा हाफिज to all of you guys. Bye bye.